Hello students. So from now onwards, we will be discussing towards the DSA problems, and in my New Year resolutions for you guys, I will make the whole series which consists of all the interview related problems regarding the data structures and algorithms. So, apart from the statistics, I will be discussing here all kind of programming related issues and also different cutting edge technologies. So, welcome to my channel. And if you like it, then please share and subscribe as well. Okay. So, today's problem is the Pascal's triangle, uh, which is very famous as well as very intuitive to the students. So let's discuss. So here what you are seeing is this Pascal triangle. Okay. So it looks like very fascinating. It has a fascinating structure. So here is we have to find the pattern. Okay. Then only we can make some kind of logic. So let's say that in first row there is 1. In second row there is 1 1. In third row there is 1 2 1. So you can see in each row the starting is 1 and ending is 1. That's why what we imply that whatever the row, it starts with 1 and end with 1. Okay, the first pattern what we seen is that it starts and ends with 1. Now if we carefully observe here, that let's see, the 3 is coming from the sum of 1 and 2. Here this 3 is also coming from sum of 2 and 1. Likewise, we can see here that 1 and 3, if we sum 1 and 3, 4 will come. The same 3 and 3 becomes 6, 3 and 1 becomes 4. So what we see here, that suppose if you want to find this element, then we have to go to the previous row, and add the adjacent element to the element what we are going to find. जैसे जिस element को हम find करना चाह रहे हैं, उसके adjacent element जो भी होंगे previous row में, उनको sum कर दूंगा तो वो element आ जाएगा. The same here. If you want to find 10, then we have to go to the previous row and sum the adjacent element of this. So adjacent element of 10 in the previous row are 4 and 6. The same way adjacent element of 5 is 4 and 1. So 4 and 1 5, 6 4 10, 4 6 10, 4 1 5. So you can, so there are two patterns which are very uh, crucial to make the logic. Whatever the row, the starting and ending point must be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And internally, after that, the element will be sum of the elements of the prior row. Okay. And we also see that in first row there is only one element, in second row there is two element, in third row there is three element. Likewise in nth row there will be n element. So three key concepts we have to take away from this slide, that all the row start with one, end with one. Okay. And all the row consist of the nth elements. If the nth row consists nth element. Okay. And between the starting and ending, all the elements will be coming from the summation of the adjacent elements of the prior row. Okay. So just move to the next slide. So for better intuition, I have made it as a matrix form. So discuss here that the first row, that is 0, is 1. The second row is 1 1. The third row is 1 2 1. So what we can see that uh, we need two elements. Just like if you want to find this two, we need two elements of the prior row. 1 and 1 becomes 2. That's why if you want to find this element, we need two elements of the prior row. So you can't find this by pattern. Also, if you want to find this element, we have to know about this element and this element, but this element is not present, so this rule cannot be applicable to this element. Okay, after inserting these two row, 0 and 1 row, from from third row, this rule will be generic. Likewise, starting is 1, ending is 1, and between that 2 we can find by summation of these two elements. The same for the fourth row, starting is 1, ending is 1, but if you want to find this element, you have to go to the prior row. So adjacent element of this is this and this. Okay, so 1 and 2 becomes 3. The same way 3 and 1 becomes 4. 3 and 3 becomes 6. So what we see here, if you want to find this element, then this is what? This is third element of the fourth row, the fifth row, sorry, fifth row, third element. So go to fourth row and second element and third element. Okay, so that is overall the pattern. Like I'm repeating again, please be cautious that if you want to find the second element of the fifth row, second element, then go to back and sum the first element and the second element, we will get the second element of the fifth row. Okay, so that was the overall idea, and now we are moving towards the pseudo code. So what will be the pseudo code here? See, we have to make uh, n elements for the nth row. Okay, so if suppose there are n row in total, in there are n row, and in each row we have to make n elements, so definitely we have to uh, uh, go through the n squared element. Like in the first row we have to make first element, in the second we have to make two elements, in the third we have to make three elements. So we have to run a for loop, okay, two for loop, so that in each row we will iterate through the n number of elements. In third row we have to iterate through the three elements. In the fourth row we have to iterate through the four elements. So likewise in the ith row we are going through all the I elements. Okay, so in each iteration we will take a vector, okay, and then we will push back the elements. Okay, so if the starting and ending will be 1, that's why we have taken that j barabar 0 and j equals I. Okay, so we know that for the ith we have only I elements. So ith row here means j barabar 0 and j barabar I, last element. We'll push back 1. Otherwise, what we do, we go to the I minus 1th row, means previous row and previous element, and sum with previous row and the current position. Okay, that's what I have told you. So that was the overall logic. Okay, pseudo code. So now we will move towards the code part. Okay, so I hope it will be very clear up to till now. It is very intuitive for you. So now let's discuss. Now write the piece of code. So see, we have to return the vector of vector. Okay, so let's take it first. Vector of vector of int. We have to return this. Okay, and you have been given that number of rows, means number of rows you want to find in the Pascal triangle. Okay, so what I have told you, ki we have to insert the two rows because we don't have control over that. So first, let's suppose that if number of rows will be given only one, that is we have to find only first row, then what you have to do is you push back only one, okay, as a vector, because in this is vector or vector int. So each element of the v, each element of the v will be a vector. Okay, so that's why I have taken the curly braces. And now if number of rows will be 1, then we will simply return v. Okay, now push back 1 and 1, because these two rows do not have pattern. I have told you, because if we want to find this, then the prior elements, we don't have the prior elements. Okay, so if number of rows equals to 2, then what we can do, uh, huh, yeah, if number of rows becomes 2, then what we do, we will push back the second row, and we will simply return the vector. So what here we are doing, that if we have only one row, then we will push back the one in the vector, and we will simply return the same for the second row. Now from row 2 onwards, we have to give the logic. Okay, so what we can do, so I barabar what, we have two row, so we will be, uh, now we will continue from the third row. Third row means I barabar 2. Okay, 2 I less than num rows. We are going from the 0, that's why we will not include the nth row. 0 to n minus 1 simply means there are n rows. Okay, so we will go through that, and in each iteration I have told you that we have to take a vector. Okay, and for ith row, what we can do, we will go to the, we will go to the 0 to I. 0 to I means there is 0 to I minus 1 means there will be what, ith element. In ith row there will be I element. I have told you that in the second row there are second two elements. In the third row there are three elements. Likewise, I am going through the, for the ith row I am going to from the 0 to I minus 1, that is overall I elements. Okay, so if j बराबर 0 and या or if j is equal to 0 or what, j is equal to I minus 1. Okay, j is equal to I minus 1 means the last element or the first element. What we will do, we will simply push back 1 into that. Okay, or else what we can do, we will push back the summation of the what. So what we will do here is, uh, we will go to the, sorry, here comes temp, we will go to the previous row, that is I minus 1, previous row, previous element. So it is here j, so we will go to the j minus 1th element. Okay, and previous row I minus 1, that is, and current element. Okay, so we'll push back the elements into the temp. Okay, so after ending of the row, we will insert this. What we will do, we will insert the temp. Okay, we will insert them. So what we are doing here, we are running a for loop, and for the ith row, we are running the elements from, we are running I times, okay, for the ith row, because ith row contains I elements, okay, that what, and in the first and the last element will be always be 1, and for the rest, we are just adding the previous elements, okay. So up to till now, you must be clear and aware of the things going on, okay. And after running the whole for loop, we will simply return what, we will simply return the vector, okay. So now let's move on and see if the code is right or not. So let's see, something error is generated. Let's see what is the error here. hmm. Okay, sorry, comment is there. Uh, let's see what comes here. Hmm. Okay, for the I equal to 2 means third row, we must have to go to the three elements. Na? We have to go to the ith. Okay, in the third row, we have to go through the three elements. So if I equal to 2, then we have to go from the 0 to 2. Okay, so that was a mistake, I think. Uh, let's see. What's happening here is vector, we are push back, okay. Then we are taking temp, and from I equal to 2, I less than numbers, okay. Uh, and j equal to 0, j less than j plus plus, okay. Hmm. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, see here the code is accepted now, because here I am not going to the I. So if you are going to submit this, then see what's happened. So it is accepted here. So overall, we get the whole idea. Okay. So what actually we are doing, you have getting the proper idea. So that was overall the video that you should like. If you like it, then please share and subscribe as well. The same, the type of videos, we will continue to upload this kind of videos for the data structure and algorithm part, will be which will be very, very helpful regarding the placement series, okay. I hope it is very clear. Hmm. So you can watch it again for the better clarification, okay.